All right, told y'all I'd tell y'all about what y'all needed if y'all were going to start up a hotshot trucking company. These are the minimal requirements. You will not succeed without these all being attained. You will need, first and foremost, you will need a CDL. I understand that there are people telling you that you can do this without a CDL and that you can move non-CDL freight. I promise you, mark my words, by this time next year, there will be no such thing as a CDL freight carrier. There will be no such thing. The Federal Motor Carriers Association and the DOT are putting out stings. That is what they're doing. They are targeting those who are doing this freight moving and making stupid money and not paying for proper clearance, proper insurance, and skirting the actual laws that abide. So number one, you will need a CDL. Number two, to start your LLC, you will need an LLC. It protects you, separates you and your company. So if somebody sues your company, you don't have to suffer or go to prison. That cost about $1,000. I used in business because it came with an email and a website that I could make, which was really great. Cost me about $1,000 to start up. You're good to go. You file that with the state or they do it for you. Cost about $1,000 all in. You need to start a business checking account. That's going to cost about $200 a month, or $200 no matter where you go. $200 is going to need to be in that business checking account. Then, of course, you're going to need a truck. If you're doing non-CDL freight, which you shouldn't be, but if you are, you need a 2,500. If you are doing CDL freight, you need a 3,500. You will not get by with CDL freight without a dually. You will not. I'm telling you this right now, you will not. You will not make it work. Eventually there will be detrimental problems with that truck and you will destroy that axle eventually. You're hurting yourself in the long run. You need a 3,500. You also need a trailer. You can buy a used trailer online on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, or whatever for somewhere in the marketplace of $8,000. Mind you, this is cash, all the way up to some custom shit that's like 30 grand. Okay, I could spend more money on my trailer right now if I got one custom made than on my truck. I purchased my 3,500 for about $36K. I have an option for a Gator made trailer that's $44,000. I'm just going to tell you that's not a smart business decision. Yeah, you'll look really cool. Yeah, it'll tow anything that you want. It's too much money, too much initial investment, not enough return. You're limited to 18,000 pounds. You need a trailer that is a 40-foot trailer. I'm going to repeat that. You need a 40-foot trailer. There's no way around that. If you cannot get a 40-foot trailer, preferably with ramps, you're not going to get as much freight as everybody else off of these load boards. You're not going to make the amount of money that you think you're going to make with a 20-foot trailer. Not going to happen, dude. It's just not going to happen. Not only do you look silly, but you're skirting all the other laws and all the other things that everybody else had to do. Yeah, you can run cheap freight all day, 88 cents a mile. Use your 1,500 gasser all day. Hey man, more power to you. Destroy that truck and get the hell out of my industry. But if you want to do it right, 40-foot trailer, preferably with ramps, because yours is going to be some times where you got to load some skid steers on them or you got to do something crazy. You need tarps, equipment, ratchet straps. So your trailer is going to be anywhere from an 8 to a 30K investment. If you do rent the trailer, you're going to spend about $1,800 a month in rental fees. I only know one place that does it for that amount, and they don't require a crazy down payment. It's Nationwide Trailers out of Houston, Texas. Now, aside from all that you've just bought, now you're in the hole about well, depending on how much you buy your truck for, you're in the hole somewhere between $40,000 invested and $100,000 invested just to start with the gear that you need. Now you need insurance. Your insurance on your truck and your trailer, if properly done, again, if properly done. If it's not properly done, you're going to have a bunch of brokers that won't work with you. If properly done, your insurance will cost you roughly $3,000 down. I paid $4,200, and it will cost you roughly $1,200 a month. Currently, with my $3,500, I pay $1,683 a month. Now, I'm not insured on a trailer. The trailer is a rental, so it has its own insurance. After you get all that, now you've invested about 100 grand, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, depending on how savvy you are. Now you need to buy your gear. You will need tarps, 40 feet of 8-foot drop semi-tarps, not the ones you buy at Home Depot. They're custom made, specialty sewn, there's D-rings sewn in all the way down the side. You don't have tarps, you can kiss your wintertime profits goodbye. They're not going. You're not getting any money in the wintertime without tarps. I was barely able to stay afloat without tarps in the wintertime. It was a struggle. Don't do my mistake. Don't be a dumbass. Don't say, oh, I'm not going to do it because I deserve better. No, dude, go ahead and be ready, because you're not going to find certain things. Because the people that won't tarp and that have 20-foot trailers are a dime a dozen. Make yourself better than the rest of the pack, okay? So you're going to need tarps. You're going to need bungees. You're going to need about 3 to 7 really heavy-duty ratchet straps, 2 to 4 inches wide. I personally have 15 ratchet straps and 15 ratchets. You will need chains and binders, a minimum of 4 chains that are about 20 feet long and a minimum of 4 binders, 1 per chain. Sometimes you need 8. So right there, just that gear investment right there is about $2 grand. Your tarps are $600 for 20 feet of tarp. So you're gonna need $1,200 for the tarps and probably another $800 in just gear before you get started. You're gonna need extra def fluid. You're gonna need extra fluids while you're out on the road, because your truck is definitely gonna drink that shit while you're driving it. You're towing a significantly more amount of weight. Yes, it may be rated for that, but it's not rated for that every day. My transmission went boom at about 160,000 miles. It has not had a trailer behind it, it has not been empty trailered since 40,000 miles. So I got 110 out of it, which was a little more than what I expected, but the transmission went boom right after. Now that we've gone over those things, I don't know if you want to set up your Zen business and do your LLC through them, but if you don't, you need an email that's separate for your work. You need to be DOT compliant. So now you're going to need all sorts of DOT regulation you got to jump through. The stickers, the DOT numbers, the magnets on the side of your truck, your authority to operate. Now this takes about 6 months to get, okay? It does take about 6 months to deal back and forth with the Federal Motor Carrier Association. They're going to want you to prove that you have all the stuff that I've listed up until this point. And then they're going to want you to pay about $1,000, $1,200 to get your authority. Your DOT number will be issued fairly quickly, but if you operate with just your DOT number and without your authority and without your state's authority, that's about a $4,000 fine, which at that point, because you haven't made any money, the second you get caught at a weigh station, it will put you out of business. So that takes about 6 months. Now, once you're there and you have all of your authorities, you have your LLC set up, you have your business checking, you have your tractor, your trailer, I say, whatever, the 3,500 in your trailer, you have your Class A CDL, you have a dispatcher lined up, you have an email, you're DOT compliant, and everything is good to go. Then, and only then, are you technically allowed to accept a load from a broker or a dispatcher. So what you're going to do is you're going to call your dispatcher, and he's going to search these load boards for you. Now, I took the easy way out. I prefer to pay a small percentage to a dispatcher to keep me busy instead of me trying to drive and look for loads at the same time. Because number one, that's dangerous, and number two, it's illegal in like 38 states to even have your phone in your hand while you're driving. I'm sitting. So don't be me. Don't do that. Definitely pay the percentage because it's worth it. I already have today, tomorrow, and the next day lined up with loads through Schneider because I'm paying somebody to do it for me because his pay directly is posted on his performance to get me loads. You see what I'm saying? So it correlates. So if he screws around and doesn't give me a load, he doesn't get paid. So that kind of motivates people. That's how you get your DOT compliance. That's how you get your hotshot company started. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I would not recommend starting a hotshot company right now because of the way the industry's going. However, if you're going to get your CDL, get it before February 2022. Come February 2022, this whole industry is going to be shaken up and spit out. There's a huge monster coming, y'all, and I don't think you understand. It's not just going to be so easy to jump in a hotshot truck or jump behind the wheel of a semi. You're going to have to go to about $10,000 worth of school. The rates are not going to stay. It's going to be, there's so much shit that's about to happen in this industry. You guys need to be aware of that. If you're starting, you need to get started yesterday, and you need to have your CDL. I don't care what people are telling you. Without CDL, you're not making enough money to sustain a business like this. I don't care what people tell you. You're not able to do it. I know that Toe Piglet's doing it, but you have to keep in mind. You have to keep in mind. A lot of the people that are telling you it's doable have money coming in from other sources, and they've set their businesses up over a course of time that's far beyond anything that they're showing you on those screens. Alex, I know you're doing good, and I know you're doing great because you just did a commercial loan or a commercial land purchase, which, congratulations, by the way, that's wonderful. But you have to stress to these guys, people like you, I, and Jason with Dream Inspired, we stay out on the road for 3 to 5 months at a time. Then we come home. That's the only way you're making that kind of money here. And you need to stress the people that are telling these people, oh yeah, I did 20K non-CDL in a month. You know, my profit margin was $12,000. Dude, you're full of it, bro. You're full of it. People need to start calling these people out because that's not happening in this industry. The people that are actually hustling and bustling and staying out for 2, 3, 5, 7 months at a time, those are the ones that are making the good money. Those are the ones that are able to build their business. If you think you're going to be home on Friday night or every weekend, you better go ahead and slap yourself because you're dreaming. Wake up. Thank you guys for tuning in. I don't mean to be negative. In fact, I'm usually a very positive person, but I'm seeing these trends in these industry, and I'm seeing these people that are getting more and more interested. I'm seeing a lot of newbies getting put on, and those newbies are making costly mistakes, not only for their business, but for the people that have been started and doing this for a long time. A lot of brokers won't even work with hotshotters anymore because they've had several hotshotters show up and screw their shit up. So either way, y'all take it easy, be blessed, don't forget to meditate, breathe, take a few deep breaths from today, and go ahead and do a favor for somebody. Change the spirits, the spiritual awakening that we're going through as a humanity. Go ahead and change that. I need somebody today. I need you, if you're watching, you're still listening, and you're still tuned in 11 minutes into this video, I need you to go ahead and do something nice for somebody. Live above reproach. Do something that builds humanity or your church or your friendship or your family as a whole. Make a small sacrifice for us today, because there are so many evil forces out here who are trying to get in your wallets, your pockets, your brains, and your hearts and your minds. And they're trying to get in the way of what true beauty is. Don't forget where you came from, so you can always look back at how far you've come. I know that I say that loosely, but you have to realize I have a 6-year-old son, and I've only spent maybe 3 to 5 months total time with this kid. If that doesn't make me want to work harder so I can go spend more time with my 6-year-old who's already winning jiu-jitsu competitions, who's already way ahead of his grade as far as education, this is worth nothing. So don't settle for less, guys. Move that as a humanity. I still believe in people. I hope you do too. Do something good today for somebody. Do something. Go out of your way to change somebody's heart. Anyway, take it easy. Love y'all. Have a good day.